The Legend of Korra fanbase has grown so much since it was added to Netflix. With a growing fanbase, there are constant growing and changing opinions on the story. Today, we're going to share some of our opinions with you guys. You're watching Avatar Discussions, and these are our top 10 Legend of Korra characters. Coming in at number 10, the fun-loving fire ferret, Pabu. In the first episode of the series, we all fell in love with good ol' Appa. Pabu was the one who stole our hearts this time. It might have something to do with the fact that ferrets are so dang cute. Pabu, on the other hand, is our favorite animated character in the series. Bolin's best friend is a funny and expressive ferret, and his antics brought a smile more than anything else in the episode. Following Pabu in spot 9 is the villain Amon. Because of his presence in the first book, Amon is a fantastic antagonist and one of the series' most memorable characters. And because he was the first one we saw and one of the most threatening bad men on the program, he is still regarded as the series' primary villain by many. His attitude, character design, and ambitions are three major factors that contribute to him being one of my favorite characters on the show. He's the key leader of the movement that threatens to destabilize the planet in the first book, and a worthy enemy for the Avatar to face as she tries to harness her abilities. But his power to remove people's bending makes him a fantastic character, a truly terrible guy, and a proper villain. Coming in at number 8, Bolin. Bolin was an intriguing character at the start of the series, despite his odd nature. It's simple to see why he's considered one of the strongest benders in the Earth Kingdom as time passes, and you see how much potential he has. Things definitely improve for him as he finds he has the ability to bend lava. Although he is technically capable of bending fire, this is never really stated clearly in the program. In any event, his tenacity and rags to riches story make him one of the best characters in the Avatar universe and the entire Legend of Korra series. Next up in spot 7 is everybody's favorite airbender, Jinora. Jinora is not just one of the series' most endearing characters, she is one of the most outstanding airbenders in the New World, as well as one of the New Air Nation's most promising characters. She was so good in the first book of the series that, although being much younger than Korra, she was already assisting her father in teaching her all she needed to know about airbending. Jinora goes on to become one of the youngest airbenders in history, as well as receiving the Bender's Arrow. Next up on the list, we have most people's favorite Beifong sister, Lin Beifong. Lin Beifong is a pivotal figure in the series, as well as one of the most daring leaders in the Avatar universe. Even though she didn't seem to be much of a fighter throughout the series, what she did to shape the fate of the opening chapter is beyond what we could have imagined. Have you ever noticed how Lin almost never wins a fight on her own? Despite being Toph's eldest daughter, she never seemed to be good enough in fighting. She did, however, know what to do to keep everyone safe, and it was evident that she was always willing to put herself in harm's way to maintain the peace. Time for another villain. Here at number 5 is Zaheer. Zaheer is one of my favorite animated TV villains of all time. During the third book of the series, his actions had so many ramifications that he was practically solely responsible for the last book. In fact, after slaying the Earth Queen, his attempt to establish a reign of freedom in the Earth Kingdom was so destabilizing that it was the direct cause of Kuvira's rise to power and dictatorship. Zaheer is a tough act to follow, but worthy enough is Asami Sato in spot number 4. Her intellect and strategic abilities are undeniable, and her personality makes her one of the series' most appealing characters, which is presumably why Korra adored her so much. In any event, she's a fantastic character who contributed just as much to the program as any of the other key characters. Despite the fact that she wasn't a bender herself, she demonstrates that non-benders can be just as successful as benders. And we're starting to crack down. If you're still here, congratulations! You've made it to the top 3 characters in the Legend of Korra. Coming in at number 3, Kuvira. Kuvira was one of the best antagonists ever seen. Her metal bending abilities were unmatched, and the battles she has with Korra are among the most epic in the entire series. But I believe the biggest reason we think of her as one of the best characters on the show is because she was part of one of the best arcs. The whole, quote, metal benders attempting to take over the globe thing brought out the best in the series. Despite the fact that many of us appreciated the other novels, it's safe to say that the battles against the Great Unifier and her army were one of the highlights of the program. Besides, her personality just kicks ass. She's relentless, and her use of the spirit cannon just goes to show how far she can take things, as long as she can fulfill her objectives. Almost at the top spot, taking number 2, is Tenzin. I understand that some of us are so attached to the first Avatar series that we will never be as satisfied with Tenzin as we were with Aang. However, we believe that Tenzin is the best character to carry on Aang's legacy. He is not only intelligent, but he also has his own problems to deal with during the event. He wants to teach Korra how to become the Avatar his father was. However, this isn't the only reason I think Tenzin is a terrific character. We definitely can't overlook his sick airbending abilities. Some of Tenzin's fight sequences in the episodes are spectacular, such as the numerous times he saves Korra. I'd go so far as to say that he's the series' best character, although I have my reasons for believing Korra is a superior character. Well, you heard it. Korra takes the cake in spot 1. Korra is our favorite character on the show because of her moral struggles and growth over the series. We completely understand that she isn't everyone's favorite, but 2 of the biggest reasons we admire her are the lessons she learns along the road and how she interprets what happens to her. She's also a very entertaining character, and she's someone with whom many of us have had empathy for at one time or another. She learns how to be the best avatar she can be, and while her character isn't quite as fantastic as Aang's, she is certainly distinctive. Besides, it's her show. With that, these are our top 10 Legend of Korra characters. Do you guys agree? Or do you think we missed someone? Give us your top 10 in the comments below. Until next time, stay flamin'!